All right, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing tonight, YouTube? Welcome to the Premier League's Week 2 Division 5 matchup between the 1st and the 22nd/4ID. I'm your host, Don Gotti. Tonight's matchup will be taking place on St. Marie du Mont, and it is sure to excite. The only question for tonight is, will the 1st add another W to their season tally, or will the 22nd snag a win to start their season off strong? Only time will tell. Stay tuned, folks. We're getting started for you here. Let's go ahead and have some fun, shall we? Tonight's matchup takes place on St. Marie du Mont. We have an exciting matchup for you. Dugout is going to be midpoint. We are off. The wall has dropped. The 1st are on their way. We are recording from the 1st side tonight. Those of you out there in the chat, while we're getting started, let us know who you think's going to win. We've got some rocket snipes being attempted by 22nd. A little bit early so far, not a problem there. Truck going by, we saw some rockets coming out. Whew. Rockets coming in, none to seem to land yet for 22nd, but still quite a start. The 1st is definitely within the point first. There we go. Now we're starting to see some 22nd 4ID show up. The battle for midpoint is underway. Onslaught going down early. One-shot kill, popping a flare. They're going to see all of the 1st is simply inside the circle already. Both teams getting spread out now. We've got some armor moving up. Artillery landing. The 1st with about a half cap so far. Oh! Armor takedown to start the match off strong. 22nd coming out swinging. Rockets going by. Oh, another flare popped. Stogie Vic with the flare. Rockets flying away. Serious Joker dodges one by Rum Rover. Artie's coming in for the 1st. The 1st seemed to have the cap, at least here initially. We don't want to speak too soon, but it is looking that way. Both teams get nice and spread out. This is only a 35v35, so every person's really going to count in this matchup. Both teams with a limited number of manpower. Oh, Captain Carter making easy work of a couple 22nd. Got some armor marked out to the north by the 1st. Philip Graves ready to fill some graves. Firing upon the American Recon tank. Loads the Panzer Shrek again. Shot comes in by Slick. No good, apparently. Philip Graves goes down. He dug his own grave there, unfortunately. Serious Joker, Red 5, Birthday, all squad leaders within the point. Getting their team set up. We've got Whippy, Ohio, and the boys of 22nd over here making their way from the western corridor. Recon tank doing some work here, getting marked up pretty quick by a squad leader for the 1st. Whippy and Scudderino, not sure what was going on there, but one of them goes down. Wed moving up, trying to get the MG set up. That MG42 is absolutely filthy. Buddy goes down. Looks to be a shot from the side. Probably Cool Dude or Whippy, Ohio, perhaps. Recon tank still sitting here. The first does maintain control of mid. Up to this point. Ooh, perfect shot comes in by Slick. Takes out the recon tank. What a hit. We travel up north. Not a whole lot going on this northern side. Most of your action is going to be right here, folks. Let's go ahead and get a view from what looks to be the 22nd side here. First with plenty of markers. Calling everybody out. They know where 22nd's coming from. What are they going to do to stop it? I do apologize. I never updated the score. That is my fault. We will get that going for you right now. There we are. Got so excited at the match start. We had so much action going on, I forgot to switch the score, folks. We're at a 3-2 right now. For those of you just tuning in, this is the 1st versus 22nd/4ID. A TPL Division 5 Week 2 matchup. Serious Joker moving up. Tito Banana doesn't see him. Just mere meters away from each other. They go right past each other. Serious Joker needs to do some serious looking around next time. Drops a couple in the way. Doc Bones doesn't know where he's at. What an interesting little ordeal we've got, folks. Ooh, already coming in, getting a couple from both sides. We've got an Axis armor unit within the point now. 22nd/4ID working their way on the southern portion of the map. I'm sorry, that's going to be the western portion of the map. First already coming down on this western corridor, straight into the point. Not a whole lot of room for 4ID 22nd to work their way in. Not a lot of cover on this point. You see there's only a few ways in. They're really going to have to do some good. Ooh, and look at that. Shot comes in, takes out, I want to say, a recon. Rads from range, knocking them down, baby. Tito Banana and Doc Bones Jr. working their way in for 22nd. Philip Graves on his way. He's got eyes. Ready to fill up some graves. Shots are fired. Serious Joker just on the other side of him. Perhaps has no idea they're there. Armor unit for first so far is completely clean and clear. Has no worries. We've got another first armor out in the distance there. You can see in the middle of your screen. We've got him highlighted there for you folks. Doc Bones Jr. and Tito Banana making their way within the point. Looking to do a little damage. Philip Graves says, I got some graves to fill, baby. Doc Bones Jr. putting in work. Rads making his way around. Takes him down. Red 5 saw him as well. Said, nuh-uh, not today, sir. You're going to have to wait on that, brother. Up to the north, we've got Nimrod in a showdown with Bone Sleeper and a whole gaggle of 22nd. Going to be a big play for 22nd if they're able to gain control of this northern side of the point and really put the squeeze on the first. They're able to hit multiple points of attack. That's going to work out well in their favor. Fu over here standing on top of the truck trying to get some eyes. Sees the recon unit in the distance, I'm certain of it. Philip Graves still here in the action. Doc Bones Jr. coming back for more. Red 5 gunning some guys down as well. Philip Graves drops. Ooh, first armor unit goes down. Not sure where from. Looked like perhaps a rocket, but I'm not certain. Coax just going crazy. 22nd making their way in. First moving their artillery down to the southern I'm sorry, western portion of the map. Stogie drops. Tech taking out a few 22nd members. Rockets are coming in. Ooh, that Artie's getting spicy. Let's go check out the point again. Whippy, Ohio and the boys leading the charge. Still putting some pressure on from this western portion. Nemo Ranger, Simple Jack and the boys hanging out within the circle. Doing all they can, Doc Bones Jr. and crew. Steadily gaining ground. Fighting their way, clawing back in every time. Doc Bones getting in there, you've seen him a few times now, drops, comes right back. Working the map the way you're supposed to, that's what you like to see. Nemo Ranger set up with the MG, he starts letting it go for Whippy, Ohio. Tito Banana may be next on that list. Red 5 moving down, did he see Tito? Definitely did not. Doc Bones Jr. still alive over here on the western side of the point. Tito Banana drops Red 5. Serious Joker coming up. Time to shine. Tito goes unnoticed. Serious Joker goes down. Bombing run inbound. Looks to be from the first, I'm guessing. It certainly is. Clears out just about all of 22nd/4 ID's push there on the western side. Tito Banana makes sure to stay. Enemies moving all around him. Takes another one down. Red 5 working around. Nobody's found him yet. Tito Banana still safe within the point. Whippy, Ohio coming up, trying to reinforce. Whippy drops. Take a look to the north. 22nd working their way around. Echo Foxtrot and Ted K. Gonna run into Foo over here. Bones and Bone Sleeper gets dropped by Nimrod. This could be big for Foo or Echo Foxtrot. Whoever sees whomever first is gonna have the advantage on this one. Foo drops. Echo Foxtrot saw him late and we will come back to that. 22nd 4ID beginning to contest the point. They are starting to put some pressure on. Not many first members within the circle at this point. Bones Conway works his way in. Meow. Right on the other side of the truck from him. Has no idea he's there. They see each other. Bones goes down. He says, meow. Not today, mother. Woo! That's what I'm talking about, baby. No pressure yet on Brecourt Battery. We've got an armor unit from 22nd led by Senpai over here trying to put in some work, help his guys as best he can. Red 5 and the boys pushing in just north of this armor crew. We've got a handful of 22nd here on the western portion of the map, trying to work their way in on this skinny side. Meat dropping rockets. Scutterino moving up. Oh, we've got some pressure coming now from the first on the backside of Brecourt Battery. It looks like we've got a garrison of some sort, or perhaps just an OP. Just an OP, folks. Captain Carter managing to work his way around, getting his crew and OP up. You see they've got a little bit. Oh, there is a garrison as well. That came off of the... Oh, okay, that wasn't an OP. That was a airhead. Ha ha ha! Touche. Airhead pulls enough off of dugout that 22nd is starting to get some cap pressure. Like we said earlier in the stream, they're working their way in from the north. This is going to be huge for them. Gaining a lot of ground here. Very difficult to push him back now. You see Echo Foxtrot has made his way around the backside, and we're getting pressure from the south. This looks like it could go toward 22nd's favor. Time will tell here momentarily. But you are seeing multiple areas and angles of attack by 22nd 4ID on this first controlled midpoint. First starting to dwindle away. Meow dropping a few. Philip Graves in the grave for now, but he will be back. Django going absolutely unchained on these 4ID guys. Bones about to find out it's his birthday. Goes down. Boom. Blow out your candles, baby. Shadow and Birthday in a bit of a back and forth. Goes down from behind by Nemo. Red 5 still out here making his way to the west. We've got an armor unit 4. I believe an armor unit. Oh, it's an AT gun. Nice. Over here, Nimrod does have eyes. Sees Tito Banana. Drops him. First managing to repel the 22nd's push on midpoint thus far. Dwindling away to the south. First re-establishing some artillery on those southern trench lines there. Or, I'm sorry, western trench lines. Making it much more difficult to push in. Simple Jack popping a few 22nd members in here in the backside as they work their way in. Echo Foxtrot and crew, he's got a full squad. They've definitely OP swapped and said, hey, get on me. We are ready to go, gentlemen. Jack of Trades first, getting right behind. Oh, Specialist King has no idea. Oh, I believe they've been seen now. This is going to get good. Boom, baby. Gets the double kill. That's what I'm talking about. Not sure if he is satcheled, though. It seemed like that AT was just watching and waiting. I don't see anything as of yet, so... Oh, he does go down. He must have gotten the satchel just before getting dropped. Great play. Turns out, the first nearly being repelled completely out of their midpoint. 22nd / 4ID starting to put the clamps on. You're going to see a much more red than blue. Artillery fallen by both teams, neither of them hitting, doing much good right now. Rockets flying, Rads nearly gets Jack of Trades. Birthday moving around in the worst way. Trying to get these guys because he's thirsty. We've got some Axis supplies landing. Looks to be right in a sea of 22nd. Not going to last very long for them at all. Surprised to see this supply truck even still standing. I figured Whoopi, Ohio may have taken the time to take that guy out, but I digress. Cool dude making his way around. We've got Bone Sleeper getting snuck up on behind. Oh, quite the firefight within the... Here we go. Rad's moving in. Everybody's dropping. Taking more out. Rads with quite a show. Flares popping from both sides. You see both of them going up simultaneously. Dugout has been taken now by 22nd, so we're going to have a 2-3 game again. Midpoint is being contested. First says, hey, look, we're not going to give up that easily, folks. This is not what we're here to do. This is the Premier League. We came to play. Try to get a bigger glimpse of the battlefield here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 22nd still moving in from the west side. First starting to cap the point back. It seems as if all the 22nd guys that managed to work their way in and cap have been eliminated. We've got armor over here still. Looks to be Senpai's crew. Yep. Still over here. Not a whole lot going. Oops, sorry about that, folks. Not a whole lot going on as far as anybody working their way around to stop him. He's kind of got free range so far. More 22nd working their way in from the west. I'm sorry, from the north. Damn it, I keep doing that. Got my orientation wrong. First working their way back, trying to cap Sirius Joker and Night Falcon. Night Falcon drops. First slowly but surely taking their point back. Ryan making his way up through the open field. He hears the garrison, I'm certain of it. Oh no, it's his friendly OP, never mind. Second 4ID managing to hold on, ekes their way back in just before the first manages to cap back, putting a halt to that pressure so far. Working their way back up. They're also putting some effort in on Hugo's farm. The first is going to have to make a choice here. They're losing mid and they're losing their own second point. See, not much going on. It looks to be just one tank crew. It looks like Stakum and co. making their way in. They're going to be the ones capping that point. First is not going to know that though until they see or somebody calls it out. Echo Foxtrot and Simple Jack working their way in. They're about to have a matchup. Rads with the MG. Echo making his way around. Oh, this is so intense. Oh, they've seen each other. Oh, Echo goes down. Truck destroyed. Ted K moves up. Whippy, Ohio moving up. What a matchup we've got here, folks. Bones making his way in. Scudderino. Whippy, Ohio rounds the building. Simple Jack, will he see him? No. Drops Simple Jack. Fuzz knows something's going on. Gets the grenade out. Throws the grenade. That's often bad for you. I hate that. Every time I go to throw a grenade, I swear I get shot. It's the most annoying thing sometimes, so I feel you there. Scudderino tosses one. Manages not to get shot right away. Philip Graves. Ooh! Grenade goes off. Turns him to bits. Another spawn wave coming from the first. Scudderino getting surrounded now. Oh, here we go. Now we've got some 22nd 4ID making their way in. That's what we like to see. Cool Dude drops. Onslaught. Doc Bones drops. Onslaught sees them all. Ted K's going to drop as well. The first managing to claw their way back into control of this midpoint. All right. This progress bar is not working properly. Okay. Well, we're going to drop the progress bar. We're going to leave it at this, folks. We've got a 3-2 ball game there. I wanted to get that right for you. Lieutenant Cream and Fuzz making their rounds up on the northeast here of the point, putting a halt to any 20-second 4ID advance. Echo Foxtrot with the grenade. We've got a spawn of 20-second. Fuzz drops instantly. Cream returning fire. Whippy goes down. Bones drops Cream. Philip Graves with the MG seems to be one of the lone first members within the circle. Ooh, narrowly escapes a rocket, it looks like, by Rum Rover. Rockets flying in by T. Don't know where those were going. We are getting some repairs going by Bones Hog. It almost looks as if he's firing upon his own armor unit. I don't know who else could have been doing so, but that armor unit does indeed drop while repairing. We've got 22nd moving in again from the western portion of the map here, trying to gain control of this little area. First doing a great job of spreading out, maintaining control of midpoint. They've lost midpoint and regained as of yet, if you're just tuning in. Got quite a matchup for you today, folks. Those of you just tuning in, you are tuning in to the first versus 22nd / 4ID matchup. I'm your host again, Don Gotti. That's right, folks. We are 30 minutes into this matchup, and I cannot wait until you guys get to see this. This is absolute bonkers so far. Both these teams coming out swinging really hard. Love what we're seeing so far. We've got quite a matchup. Whippy and Boneless making their way within the point. Red 5 snuffs them out. Simple Jack making his way up. Bone Sleeper within the point still goes down. Going to be the only remaining 22nd member within the point. Bones Conway trying to get his way in. We've got a lot of Bones people. Fuzz putting in work over here on the north of point. Got an armor unit marked out so far. Will he be able to get the satchel placement? It looks like that's what we're dealing with. He's got the STG, folks. This is all going to come down to whether Rum Rover sees him and how he handles this. Oh, that armor unit is going to have no idea Rum Rover dropped. The satchel gets placed by Fuzz. What a play. Philip Graves and crew working their way up. Rad's getting the distraction. Nobody's hopped out for 22nd yet. That tank is going to drop. It's going to be a medium going down, but by golly, that's something you don't like to see if you're 22nd 4ID. Rad's going to be a collateral kill there probably, yep. But I'm sure he doesn't mind. That armor unit has dropped. Cool Dude's going to be one of the only remaining 22nd members within proximity of midpoint as of right now. We've got a gaggle of them working their way in from the western side. The first doing well to repair and repeal any advances so far. Curious to see if 22nd goes back to their prior tactic. Remember, folks, they were able to cap the point from taking advantage of this eastern corridor here. Not much action going on there again. Does look like many of them have fallen back. It does appear Philip Graves making his way in, trying to put some work in on these 22nd guys. They're going to meet in the street here. Still waiting for him. Oh, Gravedigger gets dug up. Rum Rover making a play. They're going to need to move in from this northern corridor here. Really step on this first advance, or it's going to be a bit of a struggle for them. These points are really close together. The first at a little bit of an advantage, having all of their points within about 400 meters of each other. Going to be easy to get reinforcements back. But nonetheless, both teams' second point are direct in line. Gonna make for a nice battle, folks. Graves and Ranger coming up. Fuzz leading the charge. Rum Rover over here, still trying to repel as best he can. Nemo goes down. Philip trying to get revenge. Fuzz gets him anyway. Now Graves is going to find, there's a garrison over here. There it is. If they're not careful, this could really hurt 22nd by allowing somebody to slip through there. Philip Graves going to do his best, I'm sure, to find whatever's going on. They know they're coming from over here somewhere. We'll come back to that. The first still maintaining control of midpoint. Western side forcibly being worked in by Jack of Trades with Night Falcon in first. We've got Brian up there on the other side of the building. Bringing some reinforcements first. Already drops in. Absolutely devastating for that advance. 22nd managing to work their way up from the north here. This northern corridor is going to be clutch for them. This in the east, if they can maintain those two, it's going to be a good day for them. But you see, first quite set up. They've even got a Belgian gate to help look over, cover this field, perhaps with an MG. You see 22nd finally working their way up on this eastern side, hopefully trying to get something going again as before. Lieutenant Cream, Nimrod, and Kev working their way in. They're going to run into Bones here momentarily. He goes down. It does look like Philip Graves has dropped back here. Not certain if he was able to take the garrison out or not. We will see shortly if there is another spawn wave. Doesn't look like the garrison's still there. I want to say it was there. Perhaps. He may have actually gotten there. I'm not certain though, folks. More action going down here within the point. Red 5 trying to hold off. Rad's mounted up with the MG. That 42 just raining over here on this north. Cool dude trying to avoid that best he can. The suppression from that 42 is absolutely outrageous. Those of you that play this game know anything about that, you know I'm right. Not a pleasant place to be with that MG42 just yapping off at you. First making their play up here on this eastern, northeastern side of Dugout. Trying to work their way in. Street Rat and Philip Graves in a battle. Street Rat drops, gets stepped on. Bones trying to come to the rescue, goes down. Philip Graves, collateral kill as well. Moving ever so closer to this 22nd garrison and main spawn point. 22nd still trying to work their way in from the west here. You see this sliver of map is going to be very difficult to traverse between. You know, there's not a lot of cover in there. So it's a portion that you have to hold, but it's a shame that you really don't have much going for you other than that. The first bringing this armor unit up here gets a ricochet. Got him marked out already. Little armor battle for you here, folks. So far, I've not seen any shots come in from the Tiger. I'm not sure if he knows where the 76 is at or not. But he is taking shots. They are repairing, so I'd say they're probably like, hey, what the heck's going on? But not completely certain. We've got first managing to work their way in, just taking this western portion of the map back. Brian letting a couple of them go by, perhaps to try to get around behind jack of trades, making minced out of meat. Stogie hanging out there, ready to pop a flare at any time. Let's check back on midpoint here. Whippy and gang still trying to push in from the north. Whippy hiding in the bush here. Nemo Ranger knows somebody's close. Battle of the ATs. Oh, he's right on him. Whippy takes him out. Gives away his position, though. Serious Joker with a serious look over toward this direction. Whippy drops Serious. Slick takes out Whippy. Red 5 might have seen it and had something to do with that as well. 22nd managing to put in work on this eastern side finally again. Getting some guys over here. You saw last time they were able to infiltrate behind enemy lines as well as take this eastern corridor here. Going to be crucial for them to do that again if they plan on taking midpoint back from the first. First with a great setup, especially over here to the west, managing to withstand the onslaught that 22nd has tried to put on so far. Akina walking out, Ramboing with the MG42. Grenades going off everywhere. Everyone's dropping. Brian goes down. 22nd just removed from this portion of the map, it appears. Dutch rounds the corner, takes another Night Falcon, the only one left. We're waiting for a spawn wave, folks. Stogie moving up. We've got a spawn wave on Night Falcon's OP. He was laying there in protection. Oh, Meow dropping a few of them that just spawned. This is quite a back and forth on this western portion of the map, folks. Django looking to come unchained here on Stogie. Gets dropped. Let's take a look back. Tito Banana working in from the north again. You've got Philip Graves and Fuzz on the front lines. Tito making his way in. Him and Fuzz don't know each other right there. Right next to each other. Fuzz drops him, but Whippy's coming up behind. They see him. Quick drop. Whippy's got the satchel capability. You see what he's working with. He's got some grenades. He's throwing some smokes out. Nemo pushing up. Wasn't a smoke. Sorry about that. Scutterino throwing a nade. Red 5 trying to avoid. Oh, satchel goes off. Takes out Scutterino. Not sure if that was a 22nd satchel or not, but well placed for the first, if nonetheless. Philip Graves, Red 5 and crew managing to work their way north, gaining and regaining ground as they go. Good spawn by 22nd. They're going to meet Red 5 and them at their perpendicular. Graves coming around, putting work into Scutterino. Graves having quite the night for himself so far. Whippy as well. Doc Bones Jr., you see those guys missing each other just by a few plumes of smoke. Serious Joker, one of the only ones left on the point. It's down to him and Doc Bones Jr. Points contested. First takes it. Doc Bones drops. Serious Joker says, why so serious? Tito Banana spawns off his OP. It probably dropped. It sure did. Trying to make sure he stays alive. Him and Rad's just on the opposite side of the hedgerow of each other. Working their way. Tito listening for the footsteps. Rad's working his way around. Trying not to get seen. 22nd still managing to do a good job of holding this western portion of the map. Senpai and crew have moved up with their heavy armor. They know where the Tiger was. Do they know it's still there? The Tiger knows he's there. Guns rotating. Do they see each other? Who gets the first shot? You're going to move. You're going to walk right into it. Boom! Tiger fires. 76 takes one. It's a back and forth now, folks. Oh, 76 manages to get just behind the hedge without the Tiger being able to fire another one. Mers hops out to get some repairs done. 76 attempting to fire through the trees, unable to do so. Tiger sends one back. They've just now realized, hey, we're at a stalemate, folks. Dutch working his way up. Ooh, 76 dropping a truck on the back side of the Tiger. Manages to take out a couple 1st Infantry members with the explosion. Meat goes down, fender guy. Just strumming along. I'm going to stay tuned to that, folks. Give us a second on this. I'd like to see how this one plays out. Tiger backing up. These guys are trying to get in each other's action here. Whoop. Meow puts one in the 76. Manages to take out the crewman that was repairing. Gonna reverse here. Gotta be careful. This Tiger. Ooh, Meat nearly hits him. Artie nearly hits as well. Is this Tiger gonna have a shot here soon? Ooh, Tiger Ricks. '76 puts another one at him at Ricks. Tiger lands one. We got some penetration finally, folks. Dutch moving in. Let's see if he's able to drop Brian. He does drop Brian. Slick moving around to make sure the Tiger stays clear. Help with the repairs as best he can. Senpai and crew over here in this lone 76. He's lost a crewman, so they're only a 2-man. Already hitting right where they're located, putting up a cloud of dust, making it extremely difficult to see. Another member goes down from 4ID, or it looks like maybe the body was just blown to pieces. First making their way in. Oh, Tiger gets one, takes Senpai and crew out. That 76 goes bye-bye. Definitely not where you want to be if you're 22nd. That was a big stronghold they had over here on this western side of the map. This little sliver is going to be very important, as you've seen thus far. Northern corridor still being pushed upon by 22nd 4ID. Not much resistance coming up. Cool Dude, Tito Banana and crew working their way in. Red 5 lying in wait. Red drops. Cool Dude, I think, was able to see him. Nemo goes down as well. This is going to be 22nd's chance. If they can work their way in there, they might be able to tip the scales. We've got nobody from the first within the point. We are very spread out right now for the first. Command calling artillery to the northern side here. Very smart move. Going to be Blitz working command for the first. Tito Banana and Red 5 meeting again. Cool Dude. Red drops them both. Slowing that advance down. Spawn wave from the first over here on the west side. Looks like this is going to be a little bit more important to 22nd now that they've lost their 76. Artie marks coming down for the first as well. Those of you tuning in, I do want to remind you of TPL rules. We're going to have one man Artie, indestructible nodes, and a Panther ban. You will not see a Panther being played on the field in any of these matches. Just so you're aware, Doc Bones Jr. putting in work, making his way into the first midpoint. However, gets shut down by Red 5 from behind. Red 5 having quite a day as well, staying busy out there. Whippy, Ohio, and Bones Conway, we've seen them. You've heard their name all night. Making another push yet again from the northern corridor here. Red dropping Whippy as he gets within sight. We got some 22nd working their way around, trying to get a grasp on this backside again. That worked out well for them before. You see they still have a stronghold over here on this western portion of the map, but their numbers have dwindled significantly. We've got a bombing run coming in. That's going to be from the first. It's got a, oh no, looks to be by 22nd actually. It's going to take out a decent chunk of first, although it seems to kind of slip right between the stack of everybody. It got a couple. Not a terrible bombing run. Bones Conway. Woo! Benjamin Rippin. My 9-month-old likes the action. We've got a flare-up. They're going to know where the first is. Bones Conway, Tito Banana. It's only them with Rads. Does Rads see him? Rads has no idea so far. Probably hears the footsteps. Smoke dropping now. Interesting play. Has to be by 22nd. Probably trying to support their push. Rad's following. He's got the Car 98, having trouble landing the shots. Oh, and we got a shovel, baby. Rad's with the shovel. Doc Bones going down. Let's see. Let's take a glimpse here, folks. We're still fighting over on the western portion of the map. 22nd and first both vying for this little portion of land. First maintaining control. We've got Command looking over this direction. Oh, fighting them off herself. Street Rat in between the two. Blitz and Tyranny working their way, trying to find this guy. Manages to go unseen so far. Hopefully Tyrant's able to find Street Rat here for Blitz's sake. Street Rat popping off with that shotty. Oh, nice play by Tyrant. Whippy, Ohio, making his way back within the point. Takes out 2 squad leaders, Red 5 and Lieutenant Cream. He said, cash rules everything around me, baby. I'm getting in that point, cuz. Tiger moved up. We've got Marks out for... Oh, yep, we've got Senpai and crew. Oh no, I'm sorry, this is Stackoon. Looks like Stackoon missed M80 and popped 6-3. Ooh, interesting play. I'm not certain if the Tiger down there is able to see with that smoke in the way, but the 76 showing its rear to that Tiger does not ever sound like a good idea if you're going to ask me. You see the Tiger up there just in the middle of your screen, right behind the bushes there. Whoa, not sure what that was. We saw a shot go clear in the air. We'll come back to that, folks. Looks like the first is gaining some ground on this western side, slowly pushing 22nd 4ID back toward the red-blue line. Rads and over here trying to shut down this eastern push, managing to do a decent job so far. Doesn't see Cool Dude. Scudderino coming up. These two are going to run into each other. Yeah, Scudderino's got an eye for Rads. Rads laying low, letting Shadow and Scudderino move in. could get interesting. Oh, Rad's with his back turned. Shadow doesn't see him. Webb managing to suppress Shadow. Scudderino working his way in. Cream gets creamed again. Red 5 coming back. Takes out Scudderino. Sees Cool Dude. Cool Dude drops Red 5. Buzz managing to get really close to this recon unit. And look, we've even got some first making their way into the red zone now, guys. Trying to put some pressure on Brecourt Battery. Armor unit by Senpai, Glass Glacier, and Bones Hog. Working its way up on a bit of a northern flank off Brecourt. We've got one member back for defense so far. 22nd being forced back to their red line. On the western portion of the map, they've got a garrison right here. So easily to be reinforced. First going to have to get up on there. They are moving with the Tiger now. We've got armor marks clear across the field, but nothing so far that Tiger's able to see, I don't believe. It looks like just some supplies off in the distance there. 22nd, 4ID working their way in, trying to get some ground over here on the eastern side. Ted K, Street Rat, and Shadow Mite working together in tandem pretty well. Cream trying to take his crew out there. Says, look, they're coming from here somewhere. Rad's dropping quite a rocket there. Looks like most of the action's going to be going on here on this western portion, folks. Huge for 22nd to maintain. They've managed to get some first members within Brecourt Battery, so we have a contested area. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's see. We've got Plum Job all the way west, I'm sorry, north of Brecourt Battery. Possibly trying to get his crew in there. Yep, he needs to get an OP up. He's got one over here, but it's going to work quite well for him if he's able to get an OP up there. Maybe get some guys to swap on over. Going to be big for Kev as he's seen by Rum Rover. Oh my gosh, these two are standing right next to each other. Have no idea. Kev accidentally sees Rum Rover, manages to take him out. That was pretty goofy. I like that. Two folks probably looking at their map, not paying a whole lot of attention. You saw go right next to each other. Large fight back and forth over here on the western side of the map. 22nd 4ID managing to work their way back in just a little bit, regaining some ground, but first artillery landing right here on this corridor, making it very hard, seemingly stopping most of that advance that we saw mixed with this firefight. Yeah, 22nd getting a race there. Gonna have to regroup and come back a little stronger on that one if they plan to take mid here. Ted K still working his way in from the east. We see, oh man, I believe that might have been Senpai and crew with that 76 that we saw on that northern flank earlier, going down by Rads. Big play by Rads out in the open by himself. 22nd 4ID managing to work their way in from the northeast here, it appears. Philip Graves again back here pestering Brecourt Battery. Let's take a look and see what he's looking at. Goes down pretty quickly. We've got several 22nd 4ID making their way in, getting him triangulated there. Mehow got some open ground to cover. He's looking back, trying to get these guys from behind. He looks like doing a decent job. 76 up here firing some shots. Is that going to be Shakum & Co? Yes, it is. Taking some long rangers downfield. Not much going on over here. This Tiger could move up. That could be pretty interesting here soon, folks. We get that Tiger and 76 going at each other. You got the Tiger slowly advancing to the north. 4ID still pushing in from this northern corridor, but not much going on. You got Philip Graves and Fuzz, Simple Jack over here as well, managing to keep penetrating from the north here of Dugout, pushing 22nd 4ID back on their heels just a little bit, rendering them unable to make up much ground right now. We've got Whippy Ohio and Doc Bones Jr. changing directions. Looks like they're coming from this east side now. Fu over here and Tyrant making sure they're trying to find anybody that sneaks around. You see Echo getting Fu again. They ran into each other earlier in the matchup. That was a pretty interesting play earlier. You saw on 22nd working their way to cap this midpoint. We've got about an hour into the match so far. We've got just over 31 minutes left to go. Those of you tuning in, this is the first Infantry Division versus 22nd/4ID in TPL's Division 5 Week 2 matchup. First currently with a 3-2 advantage. We've got 31 minutes left. Philip Graves pestering Brecourt continuously, forcing 22nd to bring some guys back. Great use of manpower there, Philip Graves. We've got First and Akina trying to work their way up. They are hungry for this Tiger. I'm sure they're saying, "Here, kitty, kitty, just come on up here so I can satchel your ass." Meow, Serious Joker, Nemo Ranger working their way up north of Dugout. Slowly pushing back. Red 5 trying to take out Classy. Comes around, Classy with the pistol. Popping, but Meow sees him. Says, First starting to take some ground here. They've been very methodical on how they've decided to push out. You see another airhead in this Charlie 3 grid column. Same place as last time for the first. But if you recall, as they dropped it, they managed to start losing their midpoint momentarily. So curious to see how they reestablish with some manpower here from behind. Plum Job, Kev and crew getting a couple of these guys. Ooh, if they're able to get up on this 76 while repairing, this could be large. Kev working his way up. Come on, Kev. Kev gets the satchel. They think they're repaired. They're saying, "Hey, we're good to go." Oh, wait, somebody's leaving. You see this armor unit has gun to the rear, so they're going to have to rotate here. No idea they're satcheled. They said, "Hey, I think we got one," but as you see, folks, we definitely got some satchel action. And boom, it goes down. Kev, Dutch, Rads, and Ranger working their way in from behind. This could be really huge if they're able to work in and shut down this advance from 22nd on this western side. They managed to take these guys out. That's going to be big, because that's going to really shut down this whole corridor. And once the first has control of that, it's going to be extremely difficult to retake that if you're 22nd. Very curious to see what transpires in the near future here, folks. First with a 3-2 advantage. As of right now, we've got 28 minutes remaining in this matchup. Supplies landing in the distance. Recon plane is out. You see a good web of garrison set up for the first. Not concerned or not worried about losing mid as of right now, it doesn't appear. Who is this? Senpai and crew probably? Yes, it is. Senpai making his way back. Serious Joker working up behind. If he's able to get an OP down, he might be able to get somebody with a satchel or perhaps some rockets. Get some work in on Senpai and crew here. He's got the armor unit marked. It's a good play by Serious Joker there. Whippy, Ohio off in the distance, going to take one. Stops for Joker to just pop off on. Fires a rocket, I believe. And finally goes down. Tito Banana making his way in. Heard Serious Joker, says, nope, not today, sir. Wipes him out. M Styles moving in style over here, making his way into Brecourt Battery. Trying to get some pressure. He's a little ways out, but he's working his way toward. Dunn managing to slip around a couple 4 IDs, 22nd here. We've got, okay, we finally got some more guys over here on the east. It looks like Echo Foxtrot and crew. Looks like they've been out here for a while now. Haven't made their way in yet. Webb's still on the plane there with that MG, so perhaps he's been holding them down pretty well. Stogie over here making his way into midpoint. Going to be big if he's able to pop a flare. It looks like he is spotted from either a friendly flare for the first or a recon plane that was recent. Pops his flare. You see B-Day coming back. Possibly saw, yeah, he's going to be the one that saw. Gonna snuff out Stogie pretty quickly here, I'm imagining. Says, I know you're somewhere in one of these bushes. Come out wherever you are. Oh, Stogie putting in work. Simple Jack working his way up from behind. Got the old rigamaroo going on. Battle of the recon spotters. Excuse me, Stogie goes down. 22nd, still trying to push up from this northern area here. We've got supplies dropping in the distance. Allied supplies. You've got the first continuing to work their way up the western corridor. Oh, we still got the Tiger still back here somewhere. Not sure where the Tiger went. We'll try to find that for you here shortly, folks. Perhaps could have been taken out. I'm not sure. That might have been. Yeah, that's out of track. That's all good. Django coming unchained on Whippy there. Making his way up. It's the armor unit that dropped earlier from the satchel. We've got some trucks working their way in, you see, in the distance there. Tech putting in some work with this MG42. Brecourt Battery getting a little bit of contesting going on. Tech just lining up saying, hey, I need to bandage. Gonna be huge for Tech and Ted K. Look, names are off by just one letter. Having a duel in the point. Tech says, here I am. Rambo's with the MG here. Mounted up the opposite way. Ted K may come back, save the day. Ted, look this way, Ted. There he sees him. Oh, misses the shot. Gets him again. Shotty time. Turns him to pieces. Got Senpai working his way up. We've got Rads. You've seen Rads all evening as AT. He's running support now. Doesn't have rockets or a satchel. At the moment, he needs them most. Senpai and crew taking out an armor unit. I wonder, that looks like the Tiger that I was looking for earlier. We've got 22nd 4ID managing to contest midpoint. They're back behind with an airhead in the open field. Django calling it out. We've got garrisons marked. Supplies coming in by the Allies, but not going to last. Everyone gets erased. We've got contesting going on. Bones Conway and Bones. both making their way within the southern part of dugout. First doing a good job. No, starting to lose the point again. They do get a spawn wave off, so they are going to go ahead and defend here. Got the garrison located somewhere in here, I believe, or at least a OP. Yep, you see an OP there. Recon unit here making their way in the point still. Simple Jack and Stogie Vic going at it again. Stogie says, "Ha! Got you that time, brother. Didn't see me like you did the last." Classy making his way with the sniper. That's going to be big for 22nd 4ID. Having a recon unit so close. Let's see if Red 5's able to snuff Stogie out. Looks like he's got eyes. Oh yeah, he's gonna oh, takes a different route. Stogie's gonna go down by Nimrod across the field, I believe. Fuzz and Rads, yeah, you've seen Rads now probably has the shoddy. Nope, he's running the oh, that's right, he's Axis. We're running an MP40, but he does have the satchel. That was the point of that statement. Just over 21 minutes remaining in this matchup. First with a 3-2 advantage still. Initially capping off Rip, getting taken back by 22nd, and then managing to claw their way right back moments later. Big battle still going on this western portion of dugout. We've got Django in first. Django takes out first. Imagine if first played for the first. He's on the opposite team, but that'd be wild. Django getting passed up. We got several 22nd members making their way across. Not a lot of defenses by first over here. You see most of the team seems to be starting to go on the attack a little bit. Don't want to ping 20 seconds over here. Got some guys moving in. Fu and Echo Foxtrot, both squad leaders, just all game going back and forth with each other. Quite the chess battle, if you ask me. Shock Trauma bringing his squad over here. You got Rads laying down, suppressing fire on Akina. Shock Trauma goes down. Fender guy just strumming along. Rads turns, drops Night Falcon. Django taking out Jack of Trades and working his way up still. First season from behind snuffs him out. Classy working his way in from the east here, but not much else going on for 22nd 4ID. Looks to be consolidating most of their push here on the north of dugout again. You see Whippy, Shadow, and Bones Conway, names you've heard all night, continuing their onslaught on this northern corridor between Breeport and dugout. Street Rat and Scutterino, two more you've heard a lot tonight. One shot, one kill, pops a flare. He's gonna have the first spotted everybody within that circle. They know there's not a whole lot of them. This could be a moment to move in if they're able. First with a spawn wave on the western side of the map. You see 22nd with a spawn wave over here as well. Pretty evenly matched. Every manpower is going to mean just a little bit more tonight in this Division 5 matchup. It's only a 35 v 35 rather than your typical 49 v 49, so these guys got to be on their stuff. They got to definitely make sure that they cover more ground and control their ground, or as you'll see, it's going to be a lot easier for folks to slide right through it. Nimrod finally getting some reinforcements. Ooh! Street with the double kill grenade toss. Guaranteed that'll get clipped. First, just peppering 22nd. They seemingly have found that garrison that was over here. Putting in work to that front line. Look how the turntables. Golly, folks. Devastating blow from first here. Blitz putting in work with that bombing run. Takes out nearly all of 22nd's frontal push. Street Rat working his way in within about about 60 meters or so of this garrison. Marked up right away. Nemo Ranger snuffs him out. 3 more drop in unison. Not sure where from. That was quite a shot by whoever. I believe that could have been coming from this direction. Not certain though. 22nd 4ID working their way back. Gaining ground over here on the western side of dugout. 16 minutes left. 22nd starting to cap mid. Gonna get good here, folks. It's been a great one so far, but golly. We've got, this is the little tank that could, little light tank, working in by Senpai and crew. Trying to work their way around. It looks like going on a little bit of a flank. Spawn wave comes in off the garrison from the first. Fender guy sees it, but drops. Akina knows where it's at. I guarantee it's been called out. He is on a mission. Up to Mers and Greenschlager to stop it. Oh, they go right past each other. Mers rounds the corner. Sees him. Akina manages to survive for now. Mers redeploys. He was not killed. He redeployed. Gonna give up the garrison there. That is going to be big for 22nd. This is the first time they've managed to take that garrison out, I believe, all game. That's been up for first. Also got a bombing run coming in diagonally over the point. Takes out every first member that's on the point. It's completely clear. Up for grabs now. We've got Tito Banana, Shadow Mike, Captain Rainbow coming in. Small spawn wave off of Red 5's OP. Managing to balance it out again just in the nick of time. Bones, Tex, Whippy, Ohio over here. Red 5 almost takes one from 200 meters out. It's going to be key for 22nd to take this eastern corridor. I've said it earlier in the matchup. They managed to do so. You see them starting to put more pressure over here. Could be big for them. They've managed to also drop any chance of the first open to maintain this little area over here. Blitz moving in. You see Commander going to drop supplies. Surely trying to re-drop that garrison right there. I mean, look at this. Yeah, this has been replaced. Anytime it's dropped, the first has controlled this little piece of land. Dutch gets one, possibly Django there. Blitz gets dropped. That's huge for Jack of Trades. Django comes up. He's going to get dropped as well. Doesn't have his gun at the ready. Huge play for 22nd over here on the west. Oh, but they don't get the supplies. Truck still stands as well. First and Akina both having a satchel, working their way up here. Meat in first. First runs in, Meat drops him. Akina knows, says nope. Making mince of Meat. Akina gets dropped. Nemo Ranger Django. Kev working their way in, managing to save the supplies. This is outrageous. Whippy, Ted, Bones, Conway making their way close prox to dugout. They've been pestering dugout all game. They need a big stand here. Going to be key for Red 5 to take these guys out and maintain his OP you see here on the point. They find that. That's going to be crucial for 40 seconds. Red 5 gets a Gary up. Takes out Ted K. Red 5 drops. Banger drops. He just came off the OP. They might know where it's at. It looks like an armor round came in, possibly, or a RE shell. Not sure. Something dropped right there. Fuzz Nemo spawning. Spreading out, trying to remove Bones and Whippy. 12 minutes remain in this contest. It's anybody's game at this point. 20 seconds starting to move in. Nobody from the first within the circle. We get a spawn wave off the garrison. 2 squad leaders, Birthday and Serious Joker. We need some OPs up. Gonna be key for these guys. Whippy taking them out. Birthday, Whippy, Rads in a 3-way. Red 5 shows up with the boys. Perfectly timed spawn wave. You got Tito Banana and Cool Dude working their way in from the north again, but being shut down. First doing a great job so far, just managing to overthrow anything that 22nd has thrown their way here. Philip Graves with the AT. Spawn wave comes up. Graves may have a chance to lock this out. Drops one, trades with another. 2 of 3, not a bad little move there, Graves. 76 moving up. Senpai and crew no longer with the light tank. They said we need a heavy, and stat. Bones Conway launching rockets right in the middle of Dutch and Meat over there. I look for them to do a little bit of a combined arms push here, possibly with the 76. Been marked out so far already by these squad leaders. We've got enemy armor moving in as well. See this Tiger over here watching and waiting. He's got a markup. They know about where he's at. If this TC's paying attention, they're gonna have the upper hand on Senpai and crew. Got some great marks here coming from the first. Those marks are off though. Senpai and crew sneaking in there. I wonder if they can see each other. Just barely cannot. You can see through that hedgerow there. That green highlight, that's going to be that Tiger tank over there. Night Falcon working his way in with his squad. Still on this western portion of the map. They really need to take this. Get something up. Flare goes up by 22nd 4ID. They're going to see the enemy armor with that. It goes off right over top. Quite a clutch recon flare, if you ask me. Going to help immensely get a bigger picture of this battlefield for 22nd. But they've lost a lot of ground in the meantime. You see first pushing their way north here. Just 9 minutes left in this matchup. They've got garrisons marked out over here, working their way in. Echo Foxtrot, you see, drops. Rockets coming in. Dutch sending them down range. We've got Rads and Kev working up with Ranger. Ranger goes down. Kev drops. Bones taking a couple out. Rad's working his way around. We got 1 shot, 1 kill. Spawns off his OP. It's going to be big if he can take out that OP. Gets one. Rad's, I bet, wishing he had rockets again, as he's got himself in perfect position now to take the 76 out, but not capable of doing so, as he's not prepared as far as his loadout goes. Tank's been marked. 22nd still trying to force their way down western portion of the map here. Got an AT gun set up. and everything. That's quite a spot. Phil Graves trying to take the supply truck up, get some extra ground. Jack of Trades drops him pretty quickly there. Django Slick Meat slithering its way up this western corridor. Athena, Night Falcon, Whippy, Bones Conway bouncing around trying to find the weak point in the first defenses. Red 5, Birthday and crew still holding off this onslaught from the north. .22nd pretty spread out, most of which are going to be down here on this western side of the map. Hard, treacherous, difficult area to traverse over here from the west. You see Aquino trying to move in. Django makes light work of him due to having no cover at all. Bones Conway hiding in a bush, letting these first members go by. If he's smart, he'll oh, yep, good play. Try to slide through and take their spawn out. They did not replace the garrison yet. OP is all they've got. Whippy's got a chance to change it. Even a rocket to the edge of that hedgerow will probably almost take that OP out. It's pretty close there. Django and crew definitely need to maintain position over here. Just under 6 minutes left in this matchup. I look for 22nd to get really aggressive here. You see these guys sticking together like flies on a stank. Boom, explosion goes off, drops half of them. Whippy still going back and forth. Drops Django. I don't see the OP either. Whoop. There we go, we'll miss half there. No garrison yet has been replaced for first. That's going to be big for 22nd. Hopefully they're able, for their sake, to grab that bit of land and hold on tight. Get something set up and get some reinforcements perhaps. First doing a good job of pushing 22nd back from the northern approach, forcing them out to the west or midwest. Red 5 advancing. Philip Graves staying on the front lines. Tito, Banana, and Fuzz running into each other again. A little bit of a stalemate going on. Both moving ever so gently, trying not to attract the other. Fuzz comes out victorious. Scudderino, Miss M80, and Pop 63. Pop 63 and M80 no longer in an armor unit, working their way as infantry now. So we got all hands on deck, and we don't have time to get a tank up here. They're out getting their hands dirty outside that big metal box they're used to. Tiger firing in the distance on 22nd as they spawn. 4 minutes left in the matchup. Bones working his way in. D-Roids lying back on defense. Grenade goes off, not sure where that's from. Fuzz and Serious Joker trying to make their way into Brecourt within 100 meters. We can see some contesting going on. A little bit of pestering would be great if you're the first right now. Just get every extra guy and every extra bit of manpower back on 20 seconds, defense here. Gonna help you solidify this win. Looks like it's gonna come down to a 3-2 in favor of the first, but we've got about 1 minute and 18 seconds, folks. A bombing run is inbound now. We've got an airhead bombing run combo on this eastern side of the point. Gonna be huge. I'm gonna get you a front row view here. No first around. Bombing run came in. I don't know if Red 5 or Birthday saw this airhead. If they don't, I reckon 22nd's gonna send the farm. And if they do, they could very well turn the tide here. Oh, but Nimrod saves the game. No chance. 22nd. You're done. 30 seconds remain. Echo Foxtrot, you're going to be the only one from your team within the point. That's going to be all she wrote, folks. 24 seconds remain. Not a 22nd member in sight. They were putting all their marbles into that airhead. Nimrod takes it out, saves the first. You see nobody else. Look, now they're all spawning again. Here, there, and everywhere. That was wild. So much riding on that airhead. It's going to be all over, folks. 2 minutes left in the matchup. It takes two, and we've got nobody within 200 meters of this here point. So, great game first. Managing to hold on, claw their way back, get that midpoint out of 20 seconds possession. Holding it for the remainder of this matchup. Huge shout out to Blitz. Quite a performance out there. 22nd. You guys are great. Welcome to the league. This is their first match of the season. Quite a close one. This is quite gut-wrenching if you're 22nd right now. Just not quite able to turn the tide. So many close attempts. Even after capping one time. Not quite able to do it again. That's going to be all she wrote for tonight, folks. Again, I'm your host, Don Gotti. What a match this has been. What a match. Those of you just now tuning in, if you are just now tuning in, you are witnessing the very end of the first Infantry versus 22nd/4ID matchup. Division 5 Week 2 here in TPL, folks. 30 seconds left. Bombing run coming in. Gonna be a fun one. Yeah. First celebrating these last 23 seconds. Gonna go up 2-0 in Division 5 to start the season. Congrats first on your victory. Both teams, great game. What a performance. Never a dull moment. An absolute banger if you ask me. This is what it's all about, folks. Thank you again so much for having me. I'm your host, Don Gotti. This has been a TPL Division 5 Week 2 matchup between the first and 22nd/4ID. First coming out victorious. 3-2 is what it took tonight. That's how she's gonna end. Glad to see it went the distance. Quite a brawl out there. Thank you again for having me. Those of you watching, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Your support means the world to us. We're going to bring you more of this action every week for the coming weekends. So be ready, sit back, stay tuned, and forget about